4:30, 4:35, 3 degrees. Another warm day. And I'm getting the hell out of here. Well, I decided it was time to get away for a couple of days again. Been home for, oh God, I don't even know. Been home for a week and a half from our last trip. And it's just been one of those weeks. You guys ever have one of those weeks where just a lot of shit goes south and a lot of stress, you know, and you're just like, screw this, I'm out of here. Well, that's the week I had. And get away to this. Right? Listen. Nothing. This right here, this is what clears my head. This is what grounds me and balances me out, is the peace and quiet and solitude. So it's just time for one of those outings where, you know, I like to do this. I like to just bugger off and just wander. You know, no real destination, no real goal. Just kind of go. So that's what I'm doing. Anyways, I'll tell you something though, like what I do, and it's every time I'm out in the woods, I'm super aware of my surroundings. I try to always be aware of my resources, things that are around me, animal sign, fire starting materials, water, all those types of things. Sorry, I'm in a real weird area right now. I don't even know if just look at around here. We got this tree. Look at that tree right there that's broken off. And the tree is laid down, touching it. The tree is laid down beside it, and there's just a ton. Like, look around here. I don't even know if you guys can really see what I'm seeing here, but there's just a ton of small broken trees. A little creek down here. But there's a ton of small broken trees, and I don't know, it just might be nothing, but I just like that. This to me is kind of odd, out of the normal, out of the ordinary, to see all these small trees broken here. I'm always super aware of what's around me and things I see, and I always go, okay, well, if shit hit the fan and I got lost or something happened, I got hurt, you know, where are certain things that I might need? Like this creek here, for example. I had no idea this creek was here, but beautiful little creek, right? So right away, I know I got water. So, you know, and is it good, clean drinking water? You know what? It's probably not ideal. I love that sound though. It's probably not perfectly clean drinking water, but it would hydrate you in an emergency, right? So anyways, I'm always aware of my surroundings. and water, wood, firewood, dry wood, fire starter, shelter area, those types of things. That's what I'm looking for, all right? And I always do. When I was out with my wife, she's like, what are you looking at all the time? Are you looking for game or animals, or what are you looking for? And I'm like, I'm just looking. I'm always looking. Be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of your resources. It's super important. So that's number one thing. And then there's certain things, me personally, there's certain things that I never go in the woods without. All right. And I never go in the woods without a compass. Okay. I have an old 40-year-old just compass, handheld old school compass that I've had forever. And I carry that with me still every single time. Okay. I've always got the Garmin now. Okay. The InReach. Ever since I got this, I never go out without it. It's a life-saving tool. But there's situations where that may not work, right? Your batteries die or something. That's why I carry the handheld compass as well. So I got that. Another thing I never, my trusty knife. I never, ever, ever go out in the woods without my knife. And lastly, you guys know this by now, my ferro rod. Never, ever go out without my ferro rod. Knife and ferro rod, well, you know what? I can make fire. If there's food around, I might be able to get food, and then of course my pack. I said to you guys before, I always have my pack with me, and I always have things in my pack, certain things in my pack. So anyways, most important things I think anyways are to be aware of your surroundings and recognize your resources as you go, because you may have to rewind and rely on those resources. Yeah, and I always do that. Beautiful area in here. You'll get areas, pockets where it's a little thicker and whatnot, but some of it's just gorgeous. And it looks like I could be on a bit of a game trail here now. I want to be super careful this time of year. Okay, I know it's only mid-February, but we are in a bit of an anomaly right now. It's a lot warmer than it normally is. A lot less snow than normal, and that means the bears will be out, especially where I am. Here on the island here, on Vancouver Island, the bears do hibernate. I found myself a beauty camp spot here. This is probably where I'll camp out tonight, I'm thinking, unless I find something better. Anyways, on Vancouver Island here, the bears, they do hibernate, but I just heard something as I'm talking about bears. So the bears do hibernate here, but they're not like the interior. When they go down, they'll go down and then but they get up throughout the winter. Unless it's a really cold, snowy winter, they'll get up throughout the winter, and they'll feed a little bit and stuff. And I've seen it. I've seen bears here December, January. Speaking of bears, I would say a bear peeled that tree stump apart. Not recently, but it did. Yeah, So bears, I've seen bears here December and January. So they'll get up, feed a little bit. They're pretty docile, but they do get up. So you got to really watch for that. And you ask any outdoorsman, there's nothing worse than a winter bear. Another one. That's a bigger tree. It's an alder. And it's snapped off over 6 feet up. In the frickin' middle of nowhere. In the frickin' middle of nowhere. Okay, just to show you, again, I'm 6'2". This thing's like, this is almost 7 feet up. That's a big alder. And it's freaking snapped. Like snapped right in half. Like we would break a toothpick or a friggin' piece of, like a branch. I don't know. Well, if the last one wasn't frickin' enough for you, well, that one. Snapped like a twig. There's no trees down around it. It's another alder. Like that's insane. That's just insane. I'm gonna flip around here. Okay. Here I am. 6'3". That's 8 feet up. That's 8 feet high. Snapped. That's not an elk. I promise you that's not an elk. That could just be Mother Nature. I don't friggin' know. But like another tree would have to fall into that. Another tree would have to fall into that to make that happen, as far as I'm concerned. The wind wouldn't do that. And there's no other trees. There's a forest behind me. So, I don't know, man. Come to your own conclusion. People, there'll be a million different explanations for that. And I don't know. I didn't see it happen. I didn't see it happen, so I can't comment. But what I can say is that's 2 big, significant alder trees within like a few hundred yards on this hillside. It goes up to the top of the mountain here. The top of the mountain is probably like 3,500 feet. There's snow up there. That's where I was heading. To the top there, I was heading there. I'm not now. I'm gonna skirt along the side of the hill here for a ways over to the next draw because I've seen enough here.